In the closing decades of the 19th century, Southern Africa was not a single country, but a patchwork of colonies, chiefdoms, and two independent Boer republics. The South African Republic, known as the Transvaal, and the Orange Free State shared a language, a faith, and a frontier heritage. Yet they were two republics, not one nation, and that distinction would shape their war with the British Empire. Both republics were founded by Voortrekkers who had left the British-controlled Cape Colony in the 1830s and 1840s. They wanted land, self-rule, and freedom from British law. By the 1850s, the Transvaal and the Orange Free State had secured independence. On paper, they looked alike. Boer farmers or burghers governed through elected assemblies. Dutch Reformed churches anchored community life. The rifle and the horse were central to defense, but independence did not mean unity. The Transvaal was vast, fractious, and landlocked. Its politics were often unstable, with rival factions and poor finances. The Orange Free State was smaller, more settled, and better run. Its capital, Bloemfontein, prided itself on order and legal tradition. The two states cooperated, but they did not merge. Each guarded its sovereignty. Each had its own flag, its own president, and its own interests. Everything changed in 1886. Gold was discovered on the Witwatersrand in the Transvaal. Almost overnight, Paul Kruger's republic became the richest state in southern Africa. Tens of thousands of foreign miners, mostly British, poured in. They were called Uitlanders or outsiders. They paid taxes but could not vote. London began to press Kruger for political rights for these Uitlanders. Kruger saw that demand as a threat to Boer independence. The Transvaal dug in, the Orange Free State watched with concern. President Martinus Steyn understood that a war between the Transvaal and Britain would not stop at the Vaal River. In 1889, the two republics signed a defensive alliance. If one was attacked, the other would fight. It was a pledge of solidarity, not unification. When war came in October 1899, Steyn honored it. The Free State joined the Transvaal against the British Empire. For the first few months, unity held. Boer commandos from both republics invaded Natal and Cape Colony. They laid siege to Ladysmith, Mafeking, and Kimberley. They won battles at Stormberg, Mattersfontein, and Colenso. For a moment, it seemed two republics could stand together as one, but the British Empire adapted. In early 1900, Lord Roberts and Lord Kitchener arrived with hundreds of thousands of imperial troops. They relieved the sieges. They captured Bloemfontein in March and Pretoria in June. The capitals fell. The formal war was over. The governments went into the field. This is where the limits of unity appeared. The Transvaal and the Free State had no joint army, no shared command, no single war strategy. Each commando answered to its own officers. Each region fought for its own farms. After 1900, the war became a guerrilla struggle, and in that struggle the differences mattered. The Transvaal commandos were spread across a huge territory. Some leaders, like Louis Botha, began to consider peace. The Free State fought on from devastated land. British scorched earth tactics and concentration camps hit Free State civilians hardest. By 1902, some Boer leaders argued that continuing meant the destruction of their people. Others refused to surrender independence. The two republics entered peace talks as allies, but with different pain and different calculations. On May 31, 1902, they signed the Treaty of Vereeniging. Together, they lost their independence. The Transvaal and the Orange Free State became British colonies. In 1910, they would join with the Cape and Natal to form the Union of South Africa. But in 1899, they were not one nation. They were two republics with a common enemy, a shared language, and a treaty. That was enough to fight together. It was not enough to win or to become one. If this video helped you, then like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel.